We are back with Donice Morace, the one and only, and we're picking his brain about what makes him tick. Really excited about where we're headed with this. We're going to talk about his creativity, but let's talk about neo traditional country. Obviously, we in the business know what that means, but
Yeah.
I want you to try to describe that to somebody who may not know what that means. What is neo traditional country music?
Well, I consider it 90s country with a fresh take on it is what I call it because it's traditional, it's honky tonk, um, haddock, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it. But
It's funny because
it's
that's what they
just
called it in the 90s. They called it
yeah, they call it
neo-traditional country music.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it's not a new term. It's been around for a really long time. But I look at the Texas scene, and you are the one that's brought this back to the forefront. There are other artists in Texas that are neo-traditional as well, but I feel like you are kind of the spearhead of that. Why do you think that neo-traditional country is such an important genre, especially within today's country music landscape?
man, because I think there's a demand for it. You don't really hear it on mainstream country anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. There's kids growing up. I see all the time that don't know what a steel guitar is,
Yeah.
much less a fiddle, and it just breaks my heart. They think it's a keyboard over there. Like
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
you
met your
say
keyboard
mandolin,
player
and
over
they
there.
just look at you like you got 14 heads. Like, what? What's a mandolin?
I feel sorry for them, but it's not their fault. It's what they've done with country music and just
Yeah, the
gotten rid of.
instrumentation is definitely very dumbed down nowadays
Yeah,
on the
and
production side of things.
replace steel guitar and fiddle with a
Clap track or
clap track,
yeah, yeah,
basically, in a
yeah,
drum loop.
yeah. You didn't want to say it. I said it.
Yeah,
I'll throw it out there. Yeah, the drum loop's gotta go, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Let's get rid of it.
look, country music has always been something that can be performed live, the same way that it's performed in a studio, and that doesn't happen from the mainstream side of things anymore. And so
Yeah.
I feel like you don't really get the feel of things at a live concert anymore. Just from a mainstream perspective. In Texas, it's a whole different animal, obviously. How do you feel that traditional 90s style country resonates in Texas?
I think there's a huge demand for it. People miss that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'll tell you what, Zach Top is a perfect example of that.
Yep.
They are eating him up.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Zach
it's
Top
nothing
is
new. He's not doing anything new. He's singing country music.
another
Is
one,
what he's doing.
William Beckman. If you know who William Beckman
Another
is,
one.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you
that's
do. But
another good one.
golly, the two of them are so freaking good, man. Man, I saw William Beckman at the awards a few years back, and I hadn't heard of him at the time. And he came out and did one of his singles, and I was just like, "Whoa, where's this kid been all my life?"
Yeah.
Golly. You know, all the people that were there, like Randy Travis was there that night, and
Yeah.
Wade Bowen and Randy Rogers. Out of all those folks, I wanted to meet William Beckman after the show. Like I
Well,
was just
sure.
like, yeah, I was like,
Sure.
I got to talk to that kid, and subsequently we had him on the show, which was such a huge, cool thing. And of course, now he's huge as well. Zach Top is great, just a phenomenal artist, and
I
um,
think people are starving for that.
they are absolutely, and it's out there if people want to find it. That's the problem, though. Like
Yeah, it's just not being shoved down their throats like everything else
exactly
is.
right. Even in all of this easy to find ways to find music, things are still hidden so well, and even in the oversaturation. The oversaturation does play a part in that, of course, but um,
Sure.
there's periodicals out there like Saving Country Music and Americana, different periodicals in that genre where you really got to pay attention. That's what I do
Oh
to try to
yeah.
find new artists to listen to.